Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So this is going to be a collaboration done with Snowiesimmer along with myself, Polarbearsims. I am doing the very first half of this speed build. We decided to do one that was a little bit different than I have done in the past. Instead of having two separate videos, we actually combined our two videos together. And we are bringing you one video. There will be the same video on her channel along with the same video on mine. If you're watching this on my channel, I will leave the links in the description to her channel. Go ahead and check her out. She has all kinds of speed builds for Sims 4. She even took Newcrest, the empty world in Sims 4, and filled it up with all kinds of beautiful, really neat looking modern homes. She even got some parks and everything in there and filled it up with new Sims, and it's just really neat. You can also download that at Mod The Sims as well on that website. And yeah, I definitely encourage you to go check out her channel. And if this is you're watching it on her channel, well then by golly, come on down to my channel and check me out. We have all kinds of speed builds over there. I do Sims 3 along with Sims 4. There's also some Let's Plays if you're interested in that, and I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you're from her channel or mine. I would be really neat to know where everybody is coming from. So basically in this video, I decided to go ahead and do the building portion of the video. This house, I'm not really sure what kind of style of a house you would really call this. Over here where I live, in Northwest Ohio area of the United States, this would be kind of considered, I mean, not really considered modern, but kind of. We don't really have modern homes, not what you would think as in modern, at least not what you see built in The Sims. But this would be kind of, this is the newer style of houses. I really don't know what they call these homes actually, what their style actually is, other than the fact that these are usually the ones I always complain about whenever I see them, that got too much wasted space, if you ask me. There's too much roof, there's too much, empty space up there. They usually have two-story ceilings in the living room with big grand windows, but of course I did not do that in this build. I decided to go with a sunroom style instead in the back, but that's kind of the style that I went with. So I think she did a really good job at decorating the home. She kind of pretty much nailed it when it came to this style, at least from this area of the United States anyway. They are usually mixed with modern style furniture, like modern cabinets for the kitchen or bathroom, along with a little bit of the traditional style furniture. A lot of times you'll find in the living room, you might find a little bit more traditional, while the dining room, kitchens, and bathrooms a lot of times tend to be a little bit more modern. But anyway, basically she made a few more changes in the house, which is okay. I told her to go ahead and change anything that she felt she needed to. She went ahead and changed the roof. I tend to just kind of leave the roof alone. If I feel that the color looks okay, with the style of the house or with the coloring I chose, I usually just tend to leave it. But she went ahead, I guess, the base game, or not really the base game, but the default roof, I guess. I never really paid attention. I'm going to have to check. I've never looked before. I'm going to have to check and see what kind of roofs those really are, because in her half of the video, coming up in about 6 minutes, she said that the shingles just aren't very nice looking. So, I'm going to have to check that out. If they are actually not very nice looking shingles, I guess I'm going to have to stop using them, won't I? But she also put some roof trim in it. I kind of forgot. See, I'm actually a Sims 3 builder, so most of my channel I probably have a good 50 videos of just Sims 3 builds. We didn't have roof trims in Sims 3, so I'm not used to it. I just completely forgot about it. It never crossed my mind or anything like that. But, She did do a little bit more of the landscaping for me. If you've never been on my channel or never seen any of my builds, I'm not really, I don't do I'm okay when it comes to like landscaping the front yard areas. I don't usually do too bad putting flower beds in and stuff, and I really like the flowers better in Sims 4 anyway, and I kind of think I do a little bit better with their landscaping than I do in the Sims 3, but when it comes to the backyard, I'm not really a outdoor decorator. I added a few things, like there's a small pond. I guess you could call it a pond. I'm not really sure what you would call it. It'd be probably something that you would stick those orange goldfish things in, I guess. I can't think right now the name of those stupid goldfish, but that looks like a pond that you would have those stupid things in. But anyway, and then I put like patio area and kind of like a grill and counters and stuff, just a couple of items. Again, I'm not really a backyard decorator, so if you know who I am and you know my builds, you know that the backyard tends to be pretty bare. I don't normally do anything with it. I did go ahead and lay out the floor plan for her. Now it had been a little while since I looked at this house because I was actually building this house when my Sims 3 started to have problems, and I was busy trying to figure out what was wrong with my Sims 3, and that took me a few weeks, and by the time I came back to this build, I had actually kind of forgot what I was planning with it to begin with. And I accidentally told her that the one room is an entrance. You'll see that she will even comment a little bit about how that one room is an entrance and it doesn't really look like it would be, and I agree. That's because originally that's not what I had planned. I was actually thinking of doing a office area in that room, but you want to know something? I think it looks good the way she does it, and yes, I definitely agree about it being a place for a laundry room. I think that'd be a perfect place for a laundry room for when the new pack comes out. If we get laundry, I am actually looking forward to it because you know what? When I play, I don't have enough chores for my Sims at all. They need more work. If you ask me, they need a lot more work, more things to do. I like having my Sims busy, and I don't like it when I happen to be in an area or a time where it's like, what? I don't know what to do with my Sims. They have nothing to do. I don't really like that. I like giving them chores and things to do. I will, again, my patio area does look a little bit square and I guess a little bit bare, but again, it's not really me. You're not going to find extravagant backyard stuff. It's not going to be super decorated. That's just not what I hardly use the backyard anyway. I mean, what do I do with it? I don't do anything in the backyard. My Sims go home and they eat and sleep, and they really don't do anything in the backyard. So I don't really do anything with them, and I never am, inspired to do anything, but I was a little bit inspired this time. I put a pond. That's improvement, right? So, I did something. But she ended up doing a little bit in the backyard, and I'm glad that she did because she definitely brought some more, more to the backyard, more personality, more plants, and I like what she did with it. So I like it the way it was, and I like it the way she did it too. It took care of some of the bare spots and the areas that really had absolutely nothing done at all with it. So I'm glad she did. She even moved a little bit of my cabinets here. I am rather picky, but I didn't really notice that they were glitching out. I probably just wasn't paying attention. Who knows what I was thinking at the time. I have no idea what I was thinking. I did a few things, in the backyard, and that was really about it. I get some outdoor lighting put in, because you know how I am. I have to have outside lights. I cannot stand it when my Sims go outside and it is pitch black and I can't see them, and for all I know, they could be picking their nose and I won't even know it. So they need to have some lights out there so I can keep track of what they're doing. And terrain painting, well, I'm not really a terrain painter either, so I've tried in the past trying to get some kind of terrain painting going and doing different dimensions in it and this and that. I don't get very far. So you know what? I just put some dirt underneath the plants and call it good. But here's my lights and everything that I put in. I like to put them around the house, and I also put it in the landscaping. I think it helps brighten up the space and give it plenty of light. But her half of the video is coming, so I'm going to leave you here, and I hope you enjoy watching the rest of the video. So have a wonderful day. Bye!
Hello guys, and welcome to the second half of this speed build. I am Snowie, if you don't know me. Well, if you're watching this on my channel, you probably know me. But if you're watching this on Polar Bear's channel, which is highly more likely, then you do not know me, and I am super excited to be here. Polar Bear approached me and wanted to do a collab video, so I told her build whatever she wants, I will decorate it. So that's what we did. So I just went through, and you'll see me going around the house a couple times in the beginning, just sort of like looking around the house, trying to get a feel for it, because I didn't build it, so it's sort of like I gotta get it ingrained in my memory kind of thing. But anyway, I went through into the rooms and just placed like a object so that I would remember what room it was supposed to be. I go back through and get rid of them in a little bit, but, you know, no big deal. I was fixing a little bit of a move objects thing here. No big deal. I was, like, glitching through the fence and it was driving me crazy, so I went through and fixed it. And that was where I don't have, what is it? The butler pack. Oh, I just forgot it. Vintage Glamour. I don't have Vintage Glamour stuff, and so that little end table was originally something from Vintage Glamour that just got deleted when I downloaded this. Or when I installed this, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, you can't really tell on the, I mean, I can't really tell on the video because it's very small on my screen, but, I'm using the vampire wallpapers here. Once I get into the bedrooms, not so much, but the first few rooms I used the vampire wallpapers because I got really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, these are so pretty, and this is a traditional house build, so it's perfect. I want to use these, and, I wanted to do something. Actually, this room's not too bad. I decided that I wanted to do, like, blue to match the house in that room, but the kitchen is awful because I wanted to do something dark and then do light, like, light cabinets and stuff, but I ended up just switching that entirely. I think I pretty much just reversed it, but yeah, I think we actually start furnishing the master bathroom first. Yeah, and I knew I wanted to use that the vampire tiling because I think it's really cool. And then I saw that, like, sort of slate tile stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really sweet. I didn't want to use it in that bathroom, but decided to put it in the kitchen instead. But, yeah, as you can see, I got pretty excited about the vampire stuff. I haven't actually used a bunch of the vampire stuff, so, you know, forgive me, I'm sorry. I was tempted to switch the, floorboards out front into a different type of floorboards. Like, they had, instead of just being straight, they were, like, interchanged, sort of like bricks are, if you think about bricks, if that makes any sense. They were sort of interchanged wood pattern instead of just straight lines all the way. So I was tempted to change it, but I did not. I decided it didn't really make a difference, and it looked good either way, so left it at what it was. Starting up the master bathroom here. I had a hard time. It went by fast, but I had a hard time picking a shower because I wanted to put, like, well, in master baths this big, I generally like to put a separate shower and bath. But I wanted to put, like, one that was, I don't know. It was just I wanted to put the really nice one in, but it didn't really look quite right. It looked a bit too modern, and so did this mirror, but there was nothing else. I had literally nothing else that I wanted a long mirror there, because it just seemed silly to have two different mirrors. And so I wanted one long mirror, and that was the only one that really fit. But I think it's okay. I think it sort of works in with the, I think it sort of works in with the little flair of modern. I put in this sort of modern-y rug. I guess it's not really modern, it's just sort of brown, but anyway, I think it works. I think it works with, like, the shower and I was like, yes, I'll put a striped towel in there to go with the striped shower. It's perfect. But, I do apologize. My voice is a little tired. I actually just got up, so, I guess I haven't totally woken up yet. That's all good. And that was my phone going off. It's probably Polar Bear, actually, sending me an email. But, yeah, just going into the second bathroom here. I wasn't totally in love with that tile for the bathroom, but I couldn't find one that I really liked anyway, so that's just sort of how it ended up. I wanted to get it, like, I wanted the color of that bathroom to be green. It's like the second bedroom is going to be green, and the master bathroom is blue because the master bedroom is blue. So I wanted to make this little second bathroom green, like the second bathroom, or like the second bedroom was, but I couldn't find a good tile for that. So, just see me going through here, picking out cabinets. I did end up going with those ones. I think they're from Cool Kitchen or something like that. Yeah, I think they're from Cool Kitchen stuff. I go through and use those ones. They're fairly modern. I really like the, I actually am a modern builder myself, so, I do like decorating and stuff in the traditional style, but I wanted to add that sort of flair of modern here and there. So the kitchen itself is pretty modern compared to the rest of the house. But like the dining room, you'll see in a minute here, I have like one piece of furniture that's modern, and like that's about it. But yeah. So I wanted to put an island there, but it would not fit quite right. I was like, there's plenty of room for an island, and put it in, and it was, I tried different orientations and it was just not working. I was not feeling it, so I decided to leave it. Put sort of that, sort of traditional-y little stove range hood there. And I got distracted briefly by the cracks in the walls. I was like, ooh, look at this. Oh, look at that. I was like, hold on. We're looking for a picture. So you will see me doing a lot of scanning for pictures in this because, again, I'm used to decorating modern houses. In my modern house builds, I go crazy with windows, and so there's not usually a lot of space to put paintings up. So I was going through all the paintings like, ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, I like this one too. Just very distracted, easily distracted, I guess you could say. Just going through and cluttering the kitchen here. I did want to put more than just the microwave as far as little appliances in, but I briefly got distracted. It's like, ooh, gotta put these tongs out here. Anyway, I wanted to put more than just the microwave for the appliances in the kitchen, but there wasn't really room, and I decided clutter was... I prefer clutter over appliances, personally. I don't know about you guys, but I, like, never use coffee or anything like that, so I don't know. I never use appliances in my kitchen. Oh, I didn't put a dishwasher in. Well, you guys can add that if you want. You know, it's a traditional house, you know? Who needs a dishwasher when you've got a traditional house, right? Traditional house, traditional dishwashing expertise, I guess you can say. And the stupid plant kept glitching through the wall. Being a pain. And I realized, oh, I forgot to, like, put mirrors and stuff in the bathroom, as well as, like, toilet paper. That's nice. So I went through, I was looking for a sort of traditional table with a little bit of modern in it, and that's actually what I found, is this wood table that has like this strip of glass down the middle. I really like it. It's very nice. Very nice. And I wanted to put a mirror in the background, and briefly thought about that mirror that I put in the master bath, and I was like, no. I don't think that works here, but that's the spot where you put somebody... When you're playing cards, you put them against the mirror so you can, like, look over their shoulder, right? You can see all their cards. I don't know. My parents used to always, or my mom used to always tell me about how her dad was so good at cards, and that he would always make them sit against the mirror in the dining room when they played. So that just is funny. And then I tried to make a little, like, I don't know, a little shelf. What am I trying to say? Like a little cabinet shelf thing over here. And it was just not having it, like, nothing was really quite right, and so I ended up just putting in one of those, I ended up just putting that one in, and then having those little extra chairs, and then a mirror over there. I think I put a painting in there, too, in that spot right there. So, I think we're gonna be moving on, once we get a rug in here, I think we're moving on to the living room, which I ended up putting a fireplace in, and I actually forgot to do it on the video. I do go through and put a chimney. Oh, I actually do the sunroom next. Anyway, I put a fireplace in the living room, and I forgot to put a chimney in, so right, like, before I actually saved the file and sent it back to Polarbear, briefly had move objects turned off there, and, anyway, before I saved the file, I added the chimney, and I think what else did I add? There were a couple other things that I forgot to do. It's always, like, the minute I stop recording, like, 2 minutes later, I've already looked over the house, like, 4 times, and like, yeah, everything's great. And, you know, no, everything's not great. Just slightly distracted. And finally realize, oh, I forgot this, this, and this. Actually, I have to go back. Can't be bothered to record again, so, you know, no big deal. It wasn't a lot of things, it was just the chimney on the rooftop, and then, oh, I remember what it was. It was just all roofing in general. So I think what happened was, Polar Bear forgot to, like, change the roofing color and give it roofing trim and stuff, which I do all the time. So I went through and, gave it it was sort of the default, roofing, which I don't know if you know anything about roofing, but the default roof is just sort of like this really basic, oh, I'm tapped out, I thought I edited these out, sorry guys. Anyway, the default roof, there we go, the default roof is the sort of, I don't know, it has sort of shaggy looking, I don't know, it has sort of shaggy looking weird tiles, what are they called? Shingles, there we go, weird shingles. And they sort of look run down, and that didn't really fit this house at all. So definitely don't want to keep that. I went, and it's still roughly the same color, but they're just sort of nicer shingles, basically. They're not like the scalloped shingles or anything like that. And I really wanted to put a piano in there. I was like, this would be perfect for a piano. Bit of a piano nerd. I play piano myself, you know, at least I try. And forgot that I was going to put something on the fridge there, and so I saw the wine bottles, and I was like, oh, right, I need to go put those on top of the fridge. So, yeah, just going through and furnishing. I'd like to clutter my houses quite a bit, so I actually don't put anything on top of the fireplace, but that's just that's because the TV is right above it. I don't really like to have a bunch of things, like, sitting in front of the TV that just irks me a little bit. So there's plenty of room to add like a little gaming console or whatever over here. And, you know, I get the feels. I add gaming consoles to pretty much all of my houses now that City Living's out. That's like the only thing City Living I actually use. But, you know, no big deal. Not hating. I wanted to put some paintings or something over there, but I couldn't quite find the right size. And I saw those little strip things and thought it might be cool, but no. I couldn't find the right painting or anything, so I ended up just leaving them as is. And we're going to this little entrance room here. I in my mind, it's sort of like a mud room, and, you know, hint, you know, when the stuff pack that we are helping Maxis create, helping in air quotations, Maxis create, the one with laundry comes out, this would be a great spot to put a washer and dryer, you know, that kind of thing. And I think in the master bathroom, I briefly toyed with the idea of putting a hamper in there where the little bathroom stand thing ended up. That's where I wanted to put the hamper at first, and then I decided, no, that's not really logical. And here I was trying to find a billboard. I wanted, like, I thought there was a billboard that had, not billboard. I thought there was a billboard that had a bunch of, like, family things on it, and then I was trying to find, like, a collection of paintings to put up there, and I was just not finding what I needed, so I just made my own collection, and then realized that that calendar was a career award, so I got rid of that. I tried not to use career awards. I don't think I did. There's probably one laying around somewhere, but I did my best not to use them, so I ended up just sort of making my own little collection of paintings there. One of those is a high school diploma from high school? I think it's high school. It might be college. It just says graduated with honors, so it could be either, but one of them is a diploma that we got from Get to Work. So just sort of hanging out there. I always forget we have that. I always remember like the baby certificates and then the my first dollar things and that kind of stuff. I don't know about you, but I haven't played like any sort of retail store since Get to Work came out. I don't know, it's just not my playstyle. Sue me, I actually do like to just send my Sims off to work and have them disappear at the edge of the lot. It doesn't bother me. You know, sometimes I want to do an active career, but have every career active, like that mod. There's a mod by Zerbu that I don't think it's actually supported anymore, but it made every career active, every base game career. It made them all active. So like you had to go through and you had to build the, you had to like build the work areas, basically, and I don't know. It was just rough, and he unsupported it relatively quickly. But I don't know. My issue with the like, what am I saying? Active workplaces is that they're sort of. I mean, you can't send, like, say you have two Sims that are both doctors. You can't go to work with both of them at the same time. And if you do go to work, then with one of them, then the other one won't actually show up, which is annoying. Because, I mean, like, what if you met your significant other or whatever while you were at work, and suddenly you have to decide which one to control while they're at work, and you can't just swap back and forth between the two of them, because it's got, like, this whole thing in the middle, and all this kinds of nonsense. And, I think this is when I go through... Yeah, we are pretty much done decorating the house. I do go outside and do a bit of landscaping, but this is when I go through and add curtains. So, you will see me do a couple times, and I think I did it in the sunroom already, yeah, where I put, like, one shade on either side of the window, and especially in the sunroom where there's really a lot of windows, I put, like, one shade on either side of the window so that it looks like, you know, there's shades, but you've pulled them aside, instead of putting a curtain thing on every single window. Yeah. It just gets a bit excessive, and I went through and did a little bit more detailing around the house. I added that sort of like the sparse grass thing so that it just sort of blends better with the grass itself, so that it doesn't just go dirt to grass. It goes dirt to sort of grassy, sort of dirt, then grass. If that makes any sense at all. And, anyway, just going through and putting little terrain details before I go in and do some more landscaping, and then realized that there wasn't a mailbox. I was like, oh, better add that. So, I like to do those sort of, like, I don't know, I like to call them, like, stepping stones. Obviously it's not one stone that they step on, but that's, in my mind, I think of them as little stepping stones that your Sims are walking on. So that it's not like a direct path, but it's still a path. I don't know. Don't ask me. And I actually had no idea that there was a tree here. You can see the screenshots. It actually doesn't look too bad, but I put those little irises right there, and there's actually a tree there, and I never saw it. So, I don't know. It doesn't look bad. It just sort of looks like there's irises going around the tree, but they literally go right in the middle of the irises. There's a tree. It's one of those little, not the aspen trees, but the other one. The one with the darker wood that's all over Willow Creek, but not the willow tree. Don't be mistaken, not the willow tree. I added these hollyhocks. I felt like they fit really well in this house because of the fence. They go really well against fences. So yeah, added a lot of hollyhocks and all of those things. And just going through, I actually, when I first, I think I edited it out, my first little look over the house and everything, but when I first saw the house, I got really distracted by the backyard because I was like, oh, that's a really nice little pond, and then I noticed there was like a little corner sticking out, so I added a rock to cover that up. But yes, that was all Polar Bear. She did the sort of layout of the backyard, and she did all the whole back patio and everything. I just added some more flowers. That's all I did. And I do go through and add some lights in the end. I nearly forgot, but I do add them. So, yeah, that's all I did was just add some more flowers. I changed the pathway a little bit so that it wasn't just a straight line. But, you know, other than that, I have not changed much. And then I realized that the flowers were glitching through the fence and had to go back through and fix it. The struggle's real. Yeah, here we go. Now we're adding some light bulbs here. Alright, so we are just finishing up the build here. We are just adding our little touches. I just want to thank you guys for letting me be here, the guest on Polar Bear's channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed my half of the video. And so now we shall cue the screenshots. Bye!